Cannabis Common Sense, the show that tells the truth about marijuana and the politics behind its prohibition.
You know, we're an all-volunteer show. What can I say? Anyway, welcome to another exciting edition of Cannabis Common Sense. Our show is a production of our nonprofit organization, the Hemp and Cannabis Foundation, and our affiliated political committee, CRRH, or the Campaign for the Restoration and Regulation of Hemp. We have a great show for you tonight. Madeline Martinez is here from Oregon Normal, as is Tim Pate, to provide artistic accompaniment and some music. We have some film clips we'll be playing. We'll be taking your phone calls in just a moment, so stay tuned. And for a few moments, we'll bring out our infamous Dancing Cannabis Leaves.
I feel the force.
All right, for tonight's hemp news, we'll start with a story from New Mexico. There's been some exciting developments in New Mexico. All right, the guidelines for the state medical marijuana program have been finalized in New Mexico. New Mexico Department of Health has finalized rules governing the production, distribution, and use of medicinal cannabis under state law. New guidelines specify that state-qualified patients may possess up to 6 ounces of medical cannabis, up from 1 ounce, or more if they're if authorized by their physician, and or 16 plants, 4 mature budding plants and 12 immature plants, in accordance with state law. To qualify under the law, patients must be registered with the State Department of Health and must be diagnosed by a physician to be suffering from one of the following medical conditions: cancer, glaucoma, multiple sclerosis, epilepsy, spinal cord damage, HIV or AIDS, and recently they've just added PTSD and nerve pain, and they've also authorized nonprofit facilities to apply for a state permit to produce and dispense medical cannabis. The state licensed producers may grow up to 95 mature plants at one time, and the guidelines stipulate the nonprofit will sell medical cannabis at a consistent unit price without volume discounts. To date, no organizations have applied with the state to cultivate medical marijuana. New Mexico lawmakers approved the use of marijuana under a physician's supervision in 2007. More than 200 patients have since registered with the New Mexico Health Department to possess cannabis under state law. That's it for our hemp news segment tonight. We'll have more next week, and we have Mr. Tim Pate. How are you doing, Tim?
I am doing very well, Paul. How are you tonight?
Oh, pretty well. We had a rough start there, but so it goes.
Hey, it's live television. What can you expect?
That's true. That's true.
In fact, I don't even see me on the monitor, so, you know, I'm
not
over here.
We have a problem with the monitor. I sure hope what we see in here isn't what's going out.
I've got a chance that it probably is.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you have a song for us tonight?
I always have some music, you know, and one of the things that I have found over the years that in my position as who I am, it seems like a lot of deaths and births and marriages come my way for whatever reason. And so, again, this week I have to announce that one of the friends of our movement has passed on. The original Snake Boy. I got a message from his sister in New York City, has passed away, and he actually played our very first hemp stock with Reggie Houston and a whole bunch of other great jazz musicians. And so I wanted to pass that word on to the rest of the world. If you hadn't heard, he passed away the same weekend as our friend Will Flowers. Yeah, Will Flowers, that passed away recently. I don't mean to be tongue-tied.
I heard his sister was looking for video of that event. If anyone has video of Snake Boy playing at the Hempstock Festival.
I landed it video, and she contacted me. I got the video, and I'll be able to mail it to her. So, for anyone out there who's still searching, that task has been accomplished.
Great.
I was able to get that done, and so I was very grateful to Lex for actually having that recording and making a copy for me so I could get it to her. And then we've got at Burst as well. I know that our dear friend over at the OMCCC, they had their baby, Tex, and his lovely wife Eve, and the baby is named Skylar, and I'm really glad for them, and it's a good thing. It's like, I know we've had to report so many deaths on this show recently, so at least I wanted to say something positive. Yes, our movement continues to grow by our children and their children and their children's children, and it's always a good thing. So I wanted to say that baby looks a lot more like Eve than it does Tex, and everybody is happy about that. And anyway, I do have some music. This is one of the songs that I wrote a long time ago. It's probably the reason I've played so many hemp fests over the years. It's called "Let's All Be Farmers," and since at this point in our relationship with the world, we decided to go live and be on live streaming on the internet, as I understand it. This is one of the songs that I play every year at the Seattle Hemp Fest, and I played every year at Hempstock, and I like to bring it out just to remind myself of why I do all this stuff. So anyway, let's all be farmers. Well, let's all be farmers and save the trees. 1 acre of hemp would help the forest please. And let's all be farmers. Get filthy rich. Instead, we're wrecking the planet, and it's beginning to bitch on. Let's all be farmers. The fear must stop. This is the new, the old, the original. Oh, $1 billion crop. Oh, let's all be farmers. And index-ons rain. I can grow my own oil, thank you. And without the pain, let's all be farmers. Now that you know, well, who am I to tell you what you should grow? Let's all be farmers. Let's all be farmers. And as we watch that last tree fall, what will I cry, babe? The goddamn, oh, we could have had them all. Let's all be farmers. Let's all be farmers. Let's all be farmers. Let's all be farmers. Let's all be farmers.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, folks.
Right.
While I'm... Oh, go ahead.
going to say your carving's come along a little farther there?
Yeah, well, I'm sitting here, and they've got the camera on me. I wanted to mention that over the winter, I brought out this piece, and it wasn't finished, and I showed everybody, and so it's finished now, and I would like to just turn it around and let everybody take a look at it. It's named Seven Feather. It was a friend of mine. His name was actually Rafael Martinez. I know you go, what? Ralph Martinez? Yes, it was. Everybody called him Chief. He was a friend of mine from the Oregon Country Fair, and I was with him the night he died. And I actually got a chance to anoint him with oil on the night he died. And we took his ashes and 7 feathers from 7 different birds that meant something significant to him in his life, and we fumed those to the Great Spirit and passed him on when it was his time. But anyway, this is 7 feather.
It's cool. I read a book called 7 Feathers.
And there you go. And he does. He has 7 feathers.
I read this book called 7 Feathers. There was a collection of Native American stories and traditions.
It's an important number, and it was an important number to him. So that's all of that matters. Anyway, it's a finished piece. It's limestone, and since this is public television, I can't say it's for sale, but so I won't.
Don't.
So how are you, Madeline? Welcome back.
Doing great, thank you.
Good.
Good to be back.
You've been involved in some legislative activities here in Oregon the past few weeks. Are you just down there, was it today or yesterday?
Today, and I've been going down there quite a few times just to go down there and make sure that we defend patients' rights. Mm-hmm. You know, they're trying to get us every which way. Tim was just bringing us some information about ballot titles that came out. IP 31, Oregon Criminal Control Act. They want to repeal the Oregon medical marijuana program.
Is this another
This is from the sheriffs, the Oregon State Sheriff's Association's doing this one.
Huh.
These are the lovely people that did the, I believe it's called the gateway drug theory. Right. It was the gateway meth. Marijuana is the gateway to meth.
They're not going to get far with that. I mean, we have overwhelming support for medical marijuana.
Exactly.
So. But the sheriffs want more power and a power grab. You know, our show is a live show, and you can call us anytime and ask us a question about ending adult marijuana prohibition, restoring industrial hemp, and helping medical marijuana patients just by calling 503-288-4448. We take your calls up to the top of the hour. We have a call now. Hello, caller. You're on the show.
Hello?
Hi.
Tim.
I'm here.
Yeah, I have a question. I've been a heroin addict for a long time, and I just recently quit, and I'm curious of I know it's been really hard, but I'm wondering if marijuana is a good way for detoxation from the opiate drug.
I've heard that a lot.
Are you seeing a physician at all right now?
Are you working with a doctor?
Are you working with a doctor at all?
I have recently. Yes, I've been going to treatment.
Okay, because one of the things you want to make certain you're doing, when you're going through any type of a detox, is that you're doing it with a doctor's supervision, because you're going to go through things that you don't expect, man. And depending upon how long you've had any issues like that. I mean, I ran a crisis center, and recidivism, you're wanting to know, am I going to go back, man? Am I going to go back? Well, that's kind of up to you and your ability to withstand what you're about to go through, and it ain't easy. And you know that, I'm sure you probably tried to face this before.
No, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this is not your first time, right? So, that's why I asked first, are you seeing a doctor, man? You're asking me for advice that a doctor should be giving you, okay? And I mean that sincerely. I haven't seen a doctor, but yeah, but does it help? I don't know. I've never been a heroin addict, so I've never had to go through what you've gone through. Yeah. But whenever we did, as simple as that.
I also have never been a heroin addict or tried heroin for that matter, but I have a collection of antique medical marijuana containers from Eli Lilly, Park Davis, Squibb, a lot of companies that are still in business like Johnson & Johnson, but and a lot of them that aren't. And on those containers from Park Davis and Eli Lilly, it says that cannabis can be used to help people through resist opiate dependence, cocaine dependence, chloroform dependence, and help with delirium tremens, with alcohol dependence. So
remember, you're going to
cannabis has traditionally been used as an avenue to help people get off harder, more dangerous drugs.
Bingo.
I call it a bridge to rehabilitation because so many people have called and told us that they have stopped using meth, and the only reason they were able to do it was because they substituted. And I know a lot of people say that's a bad thing to do.
And I've heard that about alcohol. And I've heard that about cigarettes. And I've heard that about heroin, too.
And methadone and all the rest of them.
Yeah, we find that people coming to our clinics are able to get off Vicodin, methadone, morphine, another opiate, and we hear that every single day. And so it definitely is of help. Now, are your supervisors in your rehabilitation program in favor of that? I can't answer that question.
That's a different question.
You should work with them through that program. And then if you need help after that, I would recommend investigating it further.
And so many times on the show.
Definitely. I appreciate what you guys are saying, but I just had a question because I haven't been able to sleep, and I know marijuana is a very good method in helping sleep and eating.
Sure.
Detoxing has been, I've gone through about 3 weeks now of detox.
Good job.
And still sleeping's a real problem, right?
Of course.
Yes.
So
I would recommend eating cannabis.
Eating it?
If you were, eating it, because you'll get a bigger dose of CBD, and it works more effectively that way for pain and spasms,
especially
that you might have in conjunction with your withdrawals.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you very much. And how hard is it to get a card?
Well, you have to have one of the qualifying conditions, and opiate dependence isn't one of them. But if you have one of the qualifying conditions, it's pretty easy. Qualifying conditions are chronic pain, and most people who medicate with heroin are chronic pain patients or have some other problem that they're trying to, shut out.
Okay, let's say you had a probation officer. I mean, I don't know if you know this answer, but do you think you could
it's
get
up
a
to
card
the individual probation officer. You have to talk to that probation officer, see how they feel about it before moving forward with it.
I do know people who are on probation who have their cards. It doesn't get in the way.
Thank you very much for your time, and I like watching your show, and it's quite interesting.
Well, thanks. Good luck with your rehabilitation. I wish you the best.
Yeah, I do too, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a good start anyway, huh?
It's a good question. It opens up a lot of different answers for us to talk about,
Right. And again, we're not doctors. We don't really.
Absolutely.
I can just tell them what I know. That we're trying to provide the best information we can, but it can't be substituted for direct consultation with your physician.
Exactly.
Absolutely. You were talking to me about the legislature, and Melody Silverwolf and myself were down there today. And we got to meet with a lot of different legislative representatives, senators, Senator Morissette, and I just wanted to let everybody know at our last cardholder meeting, Paul, I don't know that you were there.
I was taking my wife to a Valentine's Day.
Wonderful Valentine's, how nice.
Special.
Well, we got some language introduced. We went over and asked Senator Morissette if he could do something about the issue of access, because people just don't have access. And what we would like to do is be able to reimburse any cardholder, reimburse another. Say I'm out of medicine and I go to you and I ask you how much would it be for me to reimburse you for a half ounce, an ounce of medicine, then you're going to give me a price and I'm going to be able to do it, as long as it's between another cardholder. And we were able to actually get the language through Legislative Council, and it came out, and they made some little edits to it. It's going to be 388-1. Now, Senate Bill 388, in and of itself, is a horrible bill. It really is. I'm really very, very disappointed in it.
Me too.
But we're going to be going down to have a hearing on March the 2nd. And what we're going to do is we're going to take patients, and we're going to ask all of you patients out there at the meeting. We're going to do a little bit of let's say a little skit where we're going to teach people how to go and testify at the legislature. You know, our second meeting of the month is OMMP 101, and this is part of it, being a citizen lobbyist.
So that's coming up on the 28th?
It's on the 28th, right, at Village Ballroom.
Not this Saturday, but next Saturday?
Right, and we're going to be able to let people sit down and you know, let's do some role playing. So it's going to be a really good meeting, and we're going to get ready because it's going to take all of us to go and make this change.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a great step forward to help access for patients in the state.
Exactly. We think it's a real step forward, and you know, people won't have to be going out there and supporting the black market. That's not what we want.
Exactly.
We want everyone to be self-sufficient and keep it within the Oregon medical marijuana program.
I have a question for you. Now, this is language, it's proposed language. Has it been put into a bill form yet and submitted, or what's the process there on that?
Well, what you do first is you send it to your legislator, whoever will carry it for you, to Legislative Council, and then Legislative Council looks at it, attorneys, and they put it into language that would fit into a bill. And then Senator Morissette had introduced Senate Bill 388. Well, this is a -1 amendment to 388. So we're going to go in there and we're going to say, you know, let's just dump all the rest of 388 and let's just leave this little slight change. That'll help us. But we're going to need everybody to go down there to make sure that this other horrible bill that limits the access, how much hashish we can have, it also calls for you know, they don't have to call you and say, they can just come in and kind of say, we're going to do an inspection on your garden. That's just wrong.
I mean, that's no violation of the Fourth Amendment of the federal Constitution.
And you're going to have to sign a document saying that you know all the law. Yeah. It's just awful. It's an awful violation. So we need to just dump that bill completely, and we can do it.
Besides the absurd burden that would put on Health and Human Services. I mean, they don't need to have, they would have, how many? There's 20,000 card holders. Okay, that even divided by 4, that means that there's at least 5,000 gardens. How many people, how many inspectors are they going to have to hire just to carry on the 5,000 inspections that they have to do on an annual basis? That, I mean, to think about that. You divide that down to the day, you know, you're still thinking of, you got to hire a lot of people to come in and do this.
Yeah, we just got food stamps approved for low income people.
Right.
And then that's going to create all of our fees to go back up to the 150, and that might not even be enough to pay for these inspectors.
Right.
And who's going to do it? No one there's trained to do that.
Exactly.
So it's absolutely ridiculous.
And will they carry guns? And will they have search warrants?
Oh, yeah, it's just a frightening bill. But, you know, at least we got something so we can go down there and try to
And what if you don't let them in? I mean, I wouldn't let them in.
I wouldn't let them in.
That's another question.
Well, if you sign the law, I mean, if you sign the thingy,
maybe that's it. We have another caller, though. Hello, caller. You're on the show.
Hey, Paul and Madeline. Good to talk to you guys.
Howdy.
I was curious as to whether the costs associated with a medical grow are deductible on my federal income taxes as a medical expense.
If you meet the threshold as a percentage of your income, then yes, they are.
Including the portion of my house I might use?
Yep, the rent or mortgage on that portion of your house could be included in that. And those have been approved as viable and acceptable deductions by the IRS. So your equipment, your electricity, the rent on that portion of your home, and even, you can put all your other medical bills in there too.
Right. Okay, great. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
So I think when we're testifying for the state, we need to remind all of those people who put up these laws, the sheriff's associations who put these laws up to deal, with my relationship between me and my doctor. You know, they want to interfere with that, and I want to remind them when I go and testify. I'm going to remind them that I really don't appreciate non-medical people interfering with my medical relationship with my doctor. And and that, to me, that's really tantamount to just absolute invasion, of my privacy and my need for the medicine that I got to have. And so I have issues with it. I truly do.
One of the things we've done is create a brochure that shows the choices that we have. Either we live on Vicodin, Oxycontin, or morphine in many cases. But many of us, 22,000 of us, choose medical marijuana as the safest.
Yeah, just in Oregon.
Exactly. And we just need to relay this message to our legislators, because they don't know this. They hear from AOI and all these other people, and we need to let them know, we have to live this. So that's why we need your bodies to go down there and to testify with us and to let people know what exactly is going on in our lives.
Exactly. Now, on another note, I'd like to bring up just one other point, and it's not about Oregon, but Washington. I understand we're in prime time in Seattle now on the show.
Oh, yeah.
And so just this past week, this is another piece of information from the Washington State Senate Judiciary Committee. Just passed out a Senate bill out of committee, Senate Bill 5615, which reclassifies adult possession of no more than 40 grams of marijuana from a misdemeanor crime carrying mandatory jail time to a civil infraction imposing a $100 penalty that can be paid by mail.
That'd be even better than Oregon.
I know,
Here
exactly.
in Oregon, it's 28 grams
Exactly.
and $500 fine now.
Mm-hmm.
So dropping it to $100 for 40 grams or more would be a better law, I believe.
So the action that's required up in Washington right now, as I understand it, is you need to talk to your state senators and make certain that Senate bill gets out of committee and is they're able to take action on the floor. But it looks very positive for that bill. Just
What's
wanted
the
to pass
bill
that.
number again?
The bill number is SB 5615.
So for our Washington viewers,
Yes.
that's it.
For
Get
Washington
active
viewers,
out
you
there.
betcha. And there's a lot of them, I understand.
And there's work to do in Montana and work to do in Colorado. I know that each of those states are considering changes to their medical marijuana bills, and so activists out there have to protect our rights. It's use it or lose it.
Exactly.
If you have a question for us tonight, we'll be taking calls for about another 30 minutes or so. Give us a call at 503-288-4448. That's 503-288-4448. We have another caller. Hello, caller. You're on the show.
Hi, yes, I was calling to try to see if I had any recourse for my doctor. I am a disabled veteran with a federal doctor that she cut me off of my Vicodin I was taking because of my medical marijuana card. Because I was honest with her and told her what I was doing, and she decided to take away my Vicodin a month ago.
You like that, huh?
Just like that. Just cut me off after 10 years.
You might consider filing a complaint with the Oregon Board of Medical Examiners, the Oregon Medical Board, against her for doing that. That's probably the only recourse that you could possibly have. And then she'd have to defend that action. And it seems rather cold-blooded to do that cold turkey. If she really wanted to be helpful, she would have, gradually reduced that.
That's what I thought, and that's an option I even offered her at the point when she was doing this to me. And I said, I don't think you can just cut me off. Isn't there something else we could do? I mean, because there are times that one doesn't work, and I need both for breakthrough pain relief and all that. So
Sure. Did you try to ask for another doctor or seek other medical help there?
I was coming out the door there when I was assaulted by their police that were on the premises there. I guess she had called them and said I was making problems, and I had told her I'm just leaving the office. I mean, at that point, she had just pissed me off, and I was just trying to leave, and I left, and 3 of their officers face-planted me on the ground outside the front door, took me across the street, said I had to be seen by their medical officers now because of the fact that they face-planted me, and I just wanted out of there. They finally didn't arrest me, because I asked them either arrest me or release me. You're holding me against my will. This doctor has refused to help me, and now you're trying to make me see him again? And so they finally said you're not being arrested. They gave me back all my stuff they'd taken from me and wrote me a ticket for disorderly conduct and said I can leave if I want or I can wait and see the doctor, at which point I chose to leave because they're all 3 standing around me like hound dogs. And they had just, like I
You
said,
have to
beat
go
me
and
up.
defend yourself on this disorderly conduct. Did you have any witnesses or anybody there you can...
No, I had my roommate on the phone with me, and they hung up on him when I was trying to tell him what they were doing, and I put him on speakerphone, and at that point they told me to drop the phone. I said, what do you mean? What have I done? I've done nothing. Please don't touch me. At that point I was on the ground, and they all jumped me. I mean, I just didn't know what to do.
Well,
I got
those VA police officers like to, they are federal law enforcement officers.
Right.
However, they're piddly-ass little,
Right. I think they believed
tin
I had
soldiers,
them on me.
and they like to blow their authority up. But in truth, they have the same rights as other federal law enforcement officers.
Right, and that's the way I treated him. I treated him with, total respect. I didn't even expect to be face planted. I didn't do nothing wrong. I turned to him when he said that.
Well, it sounds like they're the criminals in this case from your description of the events. But all I can do is say try to contact her supervisor, file a complaint, write a letter to the Board of Medical Examiners. I know that's not going to help you with your immediate withdrawals from the Vicodin, but I hope the medical cannabis can help that. I would recommend eating cannabis 3 or 4 times a day.
Because I had a friend who baked up some cookies, and I've been trying to use my vaporizer more and more, but it's just there's some point to it where I just can't, because I was run over by 3 automobiles as a pedestrian crossing the street. I broke my neck and my back, and I crushed a leg, and I'm messed up.
Yeah, it sounds pretty excruciating. Well, our hopes are with you there.
Get an attorney.
Okay, well, I'll keep you informed. I'm going to try that recourse, see what her supervisor says.
And if you can find anyone else who witnessed what happened to you to defend yourself on the
assault.
Yeah, well, not assault. They've charged you with disorderly conduct, right?
Correct.
So now you're going to have to go to the federal courthouse and defend yourself on the disorderly conduct charge.
Make sure they produce the videotape.
Yeah, in the lobby, they probably do have a video of that.
Yeah, you need to get the videotape. You should ask to have an attorney appointed and move to defend yourself first. And then once you get those charges thrown out, maybe your attorney will file a suit against the officers who did this.
Exactly. Good luck.
All right, well, that gives me somewhere to go.
Yeah. You got to take action on yourself.
Okay, thank you, Paul.
Yeah, my pleasure. I wish I could do more. We are going to roll a film clip, and we'll be back in just a minute. So I hope you enjoy this.
The book's credibility got a boost from Jack's discovery of this 14-minute documentary. Supposedly made by the U.S. government 5 years after the Marijuana Tax Act. Its purpose was to encourage farmers to grow outlawed hemp during World War II.
Long ago, when these ancient Grecian temples were new, hemp was already old in the service of mankind. For thousands of years even then, this plant had been grown for cordage and coarse cloth in China and elsewhere in the East. But now, with Philippine and East Indian sources of hemp in the hands of the Japanese, and shipment of jute from India curtailed, American hemp must meet the needs of our Army and Navy, as well as of our industries. In 1942, patriotic farmers, at the government's request, planted 36,000 acres of seed hemp, an increase of several thousand %. The goal for 1943 is 50,000 acres of seed hemp. For to grow hemp legally, you must have a federal registration and tax stamp. This is provided for in your contract. Ask your AAA committeeman or your county agent about it. Don't forget,
Jack often staged public showings of Hemp for Victory to validate his history of the plant. He also used the film as an example of government deception and hypocrisy. But he was stunned one day in 1988 to get a call from a newspaper reporter questioning the authenticity of the film.
Well, Mr. Hare, we went out to check the information, and we found nobody that would corroborate your story that this movie was even ever made. You said this movie was made by the United States government, this movie Hemp for Victory. That if there would be any evidence that the government ever made such a film, it would be in the Library of Congress, it would be in the Department of Agriculture. It is in neither place.
His reputation on the line, Jack and his friends went on an excursion to Washington, D.C.
We were just determined to find the documentation that made it a credible government movie made by the U.S. government and not made by Jack. We didn't see it as detective work. We just saw it as we were on a mission. We're on a mission from God.
Many others before Jack had searched the Library of Congress for proof of the documentary's existence and found none. In day of digging, Jack ran into the same lack of evidence.
After deciding to give up, we decided to give it one more try.
In a dusty old book, hidden among clutter in a back room, they found it. The official Library of Congress documentation. Indeed, the film had been made by the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
Hemp for victory.
In the few short years since The Emperor Wears No Clothes first began inspiring activists and entrepreneurs.
That was an excerpt from a biographical film about Jack Herer called The Emperor of Hemp, and talks about how he wrote The Emperor Wears No Clothes about industrial hemp.
It's a great documentary, isn't it?
It is. It's really good. I know Anita Roderick of The Body Shop financed that, and unfortunately just past 6 months or so she passed away. So she did a lot in terms of getting hemp products out there. And here you can see the third place trophy that the THCF Medical Gardens won at the Oregon Medical Cannabis Awards. I'm going to kind of hold it up. You can't really see too well, but down here it says Dynamite, and that's the strain that won third place. You know, quite coincidentally, we went about 2 weeks ago and entered Dynamite in the Jefferson Cup. And Dynamite, again, won third place. So it won third place in the Oregon Normal Medical Cannabis Awards and third place in the Jefferson Cup, which is in Northern California and in Southern Oregon. Come right next door, our strain Trainwreck won second place awards. And they also gave out these nifty buttons. Aren't those cute? Second place award for a Trainwreck. And then right next door, we also took first place for our Lemon Pledge strain, and it is a very tasty strain. It's pretty nifty. You guys have these neat glass trophies, and it also came with an associated nifty ribbon. So there you have it.
Very nice.
How do they say it? Trifecta? I don't know how to say it, but
I don't know either. That's some horse racing.
Yeah, some horse race where you win the whole enchilada, as we say it.
Yeah.
Yes.
He got the taco and the burrito.
Well, we can thank all the gardeners and the folks who worked in the THCF Medical Gardens last year. We've had many videos of that here, and so an Exacta. Someone
and Buddy the Tortoise too. Don't forget Buddy.
Whatever.
Perfected.
It was great. You guys cleaned house.
Sweep. That's what I call it. Clean sweep. And we also won fourth place with our cheese strain. And a couple of other ribbons down there. One of them, what is that? For taste, and another one for smoothness, I believe. 7 ribbons. Amazing. It's amazing. Well, I think there were 3 others though. We didn't. That's okay though. I'm not. Okay. 3 people got others. Now I would have shared more, really. But,
it was amazing. I got to tell you.
It was. I was shocked.
When I was up there and I knew it was what was going on, and I didn't know how to handle it, and I didn't want you to go back down because you had your knee injury,
and
it was pretty amazing because I said, okay, how are we going to keep him on the stage long enough to do this? So
and it's blind judging. I mean, nobody knows who does absolute blind judging.
Barcodes for just so that we had that extra layer of security that were designed by our excellent technical director, Dave Bram. Yeah. He's really worked hard on our program, and what I really like is seeing it on the screen like a horse race.
You watch in real time as he's scanning the little booklets. Each one in the Oregon Medical Cannabis Awards, they got about 5 weeks to test the 30 or 27 strains.
30 days, and they had 27 strains. Unfortunately, we lost one to law enforcement.
Uh-oh.
Darn
That's
it.
terrible.
But, well, I'm sorry.
It's the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, it does. But we had an excellent selection of strains. We still have the posters, too, if anybody wants to come out to our cardholder meeting, and they're online. We're even online at High Times.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Anna Diaz wrote a great article.
She did. Anna did a great job. Yes.
So the next Oregon Normal cardholder meeting is the 28th, and that's going to be at 700 Northeast Deacon Street. at the Village Ballroom. A restaurant down below is called Rump Spankers.
Yes.
Rump Spankers.
Right on.
So if you see Rump Spankers, just go right upstairs. It'll be high noon. Don't want to be any later than that. You want to be a little bit earlier. And you can participate in that. And also, our gardener, we teach a class, or several classes, a whole series of classes on cultivating cannabis, beginning classes, intermediate classes. So if you want to learn from the award-winning THCF Medicinal Gardens gardener, come on down every Wednesday night. We have classes starting at 5:30 every Wednesday night. We have making medicinal grade hashish and beginning, intermediate, and advanced gardening, outdoor gardening, understanding the law, and those are open to Oregon and medical marijuana card holders. We have another caller, though. Hello, caller. You're on the show.
Hi, Paul. How can we get some seedlings or some seeds from that award-winning medicine you've got?
I don't let mine go to seed. I make clones, though, and we give those clones away at the Oregon Normal meetings.
Mm-hmm. You do?
So, oh, yeah, we do.
Yes.
All of our strains are available, and we give away some medicine there, too. You know, and I've said here on the show the past few weeks, if you are undergoing chemotherapy or radiation therapy, you can't wait for your garden to harvest. Give us a call, and I've had a few patients take me up on that in the past few weeks. So we're happy to help with our excess for patients undergoing chemotherapy or radiation therapies, because we know they can't wait for their harvest.
And then another question I had was, you talk about making capsules.
Yes.
I've looked high and low. Fred Meyer Health Store. Where did you get those?
Whole Foods has them. Other health food and herbal stores. We sell capsule kits at our office at 105 Southeast 18th Avenue. And there's the Cap'em Quick Capsule Kit. It's just like $10, and you can make 50 capsules at a pop.
You
Works
can
pretty
find them
well.
online as well.
Yeah, at capemquick.com, I think is one of them.
Okay. Thanks for the good work. Have a good evening.
Yeah, we have recipes for bud capsules, which might get you high, and leaf capsules, which won't. But the leaf capsules have a big dose of CBD, and it's a CBD that's going to help pain patients with persistent muscle spasms, with seizure disorders, with glaucoma, and also those with neurodegenerative diseases like multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, or MS. They want to be eating cannabis, not for the THC, but mainly for the CBD. So there you have it. I like to remind our viewers of that as often as I can.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people throw away that really great CBDs in the leaf.
Exactly.
And they don't realize they can do so much with it. We've got one of our great cooks here, Sylvia, who works some miracles. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I keep praising her, hoping she's going to make me some zucchini bread.
I bet she will. That's what it takes. Hello, caller. You're on the show.
Hey, that's funny you just brought up zucchini bread. My girlfriend just made some 2 days ago.
Right on, right on.
Yummy.
Was it green?
Yes, it was. Really green. I did have a question. Do you guys feel that XCOP is helping us or hurting our cause from nevergetbusted.com?
Oh, I don't know. You know, I've heard things on both sides. What is that guy's name?
You know what?
Barry Coons, is that his
Barry
name?
Cooper, I believe.
Yeah. You're talking about Barry Cooper.
I mean, he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah. I've heard good things and I've heard bad things. I know Keith Stropp doesn't really care for him.
Keith Stropp, our leader, the founder of Normal.
Founder of Normal doesn't really like him too much, but I've heard other people who thought he was doing some good work. So I really haven't
some good work.
I haven't had direct experience. I wouldn't say one way or another, but you know, I hope he is helping.
I hope so too. My problem is that he seems to be showing other people using other illegal drugs and how they can hide those as well.
No surprise.
Yeah, see, I'm not sure what he's doing. I have not had any direct. I haven't seen his videos. I know he's got a video out there, and what I have seen are some email things talking about him. And I've seen our good friend Keith, who's been on the show a number of times, pipe up right away and say, "Don't trust the guy."
Yeah. Okay, well, I was just wondering what your guys' input was on that, so.
We try not to talk bad about anybody, but Keith didn't like it at all. But we always tell people to watch Busted, ACLU, and Steve Silverman from Flex Your Rights made that one, and it's a great one. And I heard they just came up with a new one.
Oh, really?
Really?
Sequel to Busted. It's excellent information.
We have those in our office in Portland, so those are available, or you can get them directly from flexyourrights.org or the ACLU.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
You're welcome. Thanks for your question. If you have a question out there for us, well, we got about 10 minutes left. You can call us at 503-288-4448. I also want to remind our viewers out there that this show is now streaming live every Friday night on Ustream. That's the letter U, STREAM.TV, Ustream.tv. And if you're out there watching us from anywhere in the world on the internet, feel free to give us a call right now at 503-288-4448. We'll be taking calls for about another 10 minutes.
You know, the other night I was watching Jay Leno on Monday night, and one of our recent guests, Josh
Tickle was just on.
He did Fuel,
Jay
the
Leno.
movie Fuel. Yeah, they were talking about the
his
movie and everything. I was glad it made it to the mainstream. That was great.
He practiced with us, and
we had him first, folks. We had him first.
He did a great job.
Yeah,
I was really impressed.
I was
with him.
too.
Yeah.
I was real pleased.
Very, very.
He represented well.
Very nicely, yes. And I'm glad to hear that his movie's gotten that far. I hope it's a great success.
Yes, it is. I think
we
it
just
has
need to get the word out.
And it premiered here, which was also a very cool thing, you know?
Right here in Portland.
Right here.
We're proud to have him on our show.
Yes.
And, he taught me something. I'd known all along that cannabis prohibition had been instituted by the petrochemical industry, but I didn't know till he described it that alcohol prohibition had also been instituted by the petrochemical industry to stop Henry Ford and his use of alcohol fuels, in the Midwest. And so
that's what I got when he talked about on Jay Leno. It was so amazing.
Oh, he did bring that up there
yes.
too? Oh, great. I didn't know that. I missed that. We have another caller, though. Hello, caller. You're on the show.
Hey, how's it going, Paul?
Great. How are you?
Good. I'm calling from Medford, watching from Ustream there.
Right on. Right. Very good.
Show.
Glad you can watch down there.
Yep. I'm going to become a medical user here pretty soon. I can't really afford low income. I can't really afford grow lights myself and all that. I was wondering if it was even possible to designate someone who I reimburse him for the grow lights, and he does it for multiple medical users.
Yeah. It definitely is possible. There's a specific provision where you can name someone to grow for you or with you. It's called a person responsible for the grow site. And they will issue up to 3 cards, one for the patient, one for a caregiver to assist you, and another to a person responsible for a grow site. Now, the patient could be the person responsible for the grow site or the grower and the patient, or you can name 2 or 3 people to have cards in Oregon under the Oregon Medical Marijuana Act.
Okay. Is that person, he's allowed to grow for multiple people and multiple unrelated
up to 4 people. There weren't any limits until last July, and last July a legislative bill went into effect which limited it to 4 patients per caregiver. So a caregiver can't take care of more than 4 people.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Hope that helps, and thanks for watching down there. Let other people down there know, and I think we're also playing down there on Rogue River TV on the cable system, but I'm not sure of the time.
Great.
Right.
You're everywhere, Paul. You're the largest THC clinic, the largest medical clinic in the nation. Forget about it, not just Oregon, in the nation.
MPP gets like $3.5 million a year now from Peter Lewis, and I think we're going to top that this coming year. So
yes.
We'll see what happens. Of course, they don't have the payroll we have. Doctors like to get paid pretty well, and you can't blame them. They went to school. They have a lot of debts to pay off.
They deserve it.
They do. And, our physicians that help medical patients are saintly, I might add. We have another caller. Hello, caller. You're on the show.
Second. We're going to go live on a fucking radio show.
Hey, you are live.
And it's over.
Are you there?
How you guys doing?
We're doing well. How are you?
Great. This is Bong Rip, the leader of the Stoner Army worldwide, and also the host of BongTVLive.com.
All right. So you're on Ustream too?
What's that?
Are you on Ustream?
I am actually on stickham.com. Ustream doesn't allow the smoking on cam with bongs, so we had to take our show off their site, unfortunately.
Bummer. Well, I'm glad you've hooked up with us. So you're the leader of the Stoner Army.
I'm the leader of the Stoner Army. This is Bong Rip, the lead singer and lead drummer from Marijuana, the band. And
was Michael Phelps at your last party?
On bongtvlive.com.
We've had you on our show via telephone once or twice before, I think.
Actually, it was once about a year and a half ago, I think. I called in.
Yeah.
I have people in my chat. They tell me when to call, and they're okay. Call in here. They tell me what to do.
All right. Well, just keep following their instructions.
So,
that's right.
You know, for all your listeners and viewers out there, please come in, bongtvlive.com, and it is the biggest cannabis party, if you will, on the internet. And we are famous. We've been doing this for 3 years.
All right. Well, party on, bro.
Yeah, if you come to the site right now, bongtvlive.com, you'll see me live in a limousine broadcast, and you can talk to me live while I'm in the limo.
Whoa. And you talk to us live, and we're talking to you live. And
wow, it's all live.
It's all live. And it's on the internet. Wow.
Nice.
Well, thank you for your calling, Bon.
Yes, much love to you guys. We just wanted to call in and say much love from the Stoner Army.
And we have a live audience. Let's hear from the live audience.
Live people, right here. If you're in Portland any Friday night, come on down to 2766 Northeast MLK. That's 2766 Northeast Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. And you, too, can join our live audience and maybe talk live to the leader of the Stoner Army, too. Hey, we have our cultivation clue of the week. When is the best time to make clones or cuttings?
I think it's during a full moon.
Aha.
It's not. Oh, my goodness.
Grow guru, head of the magic dry board, says that a third of the moon. And that's coming up this Sunday and Monday. When you're on the last third quarter of the moon cycle.
I've been doing it wrong, and they still live.
Oh, no. Well, you just think how much better you do if you did it on the third.
I'm going to wait till the third.
I think planting and harvesting are by the full moon or something like that.
All right.
Maybe it's sex. I don't know.
Oh, man.
Anyway,
don't confuse me.
But this Sunday and Monday, that's the time. You want to, according to our grow guru of the dry board, then that will...
Now I won't know what to do at all.
For our viewers out there who think they might qualify for medical marijuana, well, in all the states, chronic pain is the number one condition. So if you have chronic pain or you suffer from muscle spasms, severe chronic muscle spasms, or have seizures, or you have cancer or AIDS or glaucoma, or gastrointestinal ailment like GERD or IBS or Crohn's disease, or a neurodegenerative disease like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, or multiple sclerosis, medical marijuana may help. We have doctors all across the western United States, as far east as Michigan, who can help you. And so I urge you, if you need to find a doctor, give us a call. We'll be happy to refer you. The toll-free number is 1-800-723-0188. That's 1-800-723-0188. If you're in Portland, you can call us at 503-235-4606. That's 503-235-4606. And I guess we have another caller. Hello, caller. You're on the show.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hey, my name's Mike, and my friend's mom wants me to become a provider for her.
Uh-huh.
But I was convicted of a DCS back in '99.
No, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
If you've been convicted after, is it January of 2006?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. After January of 2006, then you wouldn't be able to be a caregiver.
So since it was back in '99, I can go ahead and...
Exactly.
Sweet.
You pass.
Thank you very much. I'll make my patient very happy.
Good.
You're welcome. That's. I'm sure she'll be happy. Good luck. Be a good caregiver. Grow her good herb and supply it readily.
Yes. That's one thing that patients got to have. They've got to have a decent supply of medicine, and that's why we fought so hard to get 24 ounces of stored marijuana per patient.
Sure makes a big difference. Now the state of Washington's followed suit, so they too can have 24 ounces.
Well, you know, so many states are using our template, and now New Mexico just has a dispensary now. You were
they talked about setting up a new dispensary model for nonprofits where they can grow up to 95 plants.
Yeah.
And sell by some standard price. I guess you can't have volume discounts, but you have to set a standard and sell it all according to that standard.
Well, that's great.
So,
we also went down to the legislature today, and we introduced to some of the legislators a new innovative approach to our state budget, and we call it the Oregon Harm Reduction Act. You know, it's Octa-like without the hemp, and it was very exciting because some of them were just stunned, of course, at us. These grandmas are coming in here and they're trying to push marijuana. We just figured, what are we going to do here, folks? We need to solve this economic crisis, and we're wasting money on running people through courts. Let's capture the money that's going to the black market and put it to work for us.
Amen.
And
we got. I know you've got that hearing coming up on March the 2nd.
Exactly.
That's going to be in one of the hearing rooms in the state capitol.
I think it's 350, but we'll let you know at the meeting, and you can go to the Oregon Normal website, and all the information will be up there for you. So that's ornorml.org, and I'm sure they'll put it up on a graphic here. Exactly. But you can go find out all about it. The recent news, Paul, I just have to close with this, is that OSHA just set its statistics for safety, and it's the best year ever,
now
the lowest records.
22,000 medical marijuana card holders. Is there any increase in workplace accidents?
Nope. It's actually set a record for the lowest ever stats for OSHA safety. It's just amazing.
Amen.
A decade. And we're going to have a big party at the Capitol on May the 1st. We're going to have the Galleria, and we're going to have anniversary cake and just give out. We're trying to rain money on the Capitol, but they just don't want to seem to accept it.
I see. Well, we're down to just a couple minutes left. I want to thank you all for viewing. Is there anything else you'd like to say in closing, Madeline?
No, I just want to tell everybody to come out and support all of our issues. We've got a lot of events going on. Just go to our website or to your website and find out about what's going on. The Global Cannabis March is coming up. THCF.
Is that March 1st?
That's March. No, it's May 2nd.
May 2nd. Okay,
yes.
May. I meant to say May.
Exactly.
May.
Pioneer Courthouse Square all day. Vendors, we're looking for you, so contact us.
I want to thank all you folks for watching. Tune back in next week. Check out our website, hemp.org, and help us restore hemp. Tim, take it away, man.
This is for you, Snake Boy.